Hello everyone, how are you today? My name is Amanda Waldhart and you are here with Amanda'sInspirationStation.com. I am here today with my weekly Wednesday and I'm super excited to show you a few, I just realized I forgot to put that out. I am going to show you two really cute cards and we are going to use the Oh Snap stamp set that is in our January through June mini catalog. I love this stamp set. I think it is so cute, mostly because I love all the sayings in it. So we are going to make some great cards. I'm going to show you the first card first. And this is the first card. It's just a very simple card. It just says, sending a big smile. And then I stamped on the inside and you can put whatever you want in it. Now, the background here, we're going to be using an embossing folder. We're going to use the Seabed 3D embossing folder. So I'm excited about that. And then the other card that we're going to use, which is my favorite, I just love this card. Okay, so here's the card. It says, Oh Snap. And when you open it up here, it actually holds a gift card. So it holds a gift card right here. But then it says, Oh Snap, it's your birthday. It also opens this way. So it is a card that you can write stuff in, but it also here holds the gift card. So I just love this. Now, if you noticed on this card and this card, we have some die shapes here. This die shape and these two scalloped rectangles come from the Stitched So Sweetly dies. And I used the largest one. No, I did not. I used the second to largest one. Yes, I did. For these ones right here. And then this is the one that I used for this shape. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. We are going to do this card first because it's easier. So we'll do this card first and then this one. Although this one's really easy too. It just has quite a few layers. All right. So we're going to start here. I have basic black as our cardstock and that's our base. And it is 5.5 by 8.5. And it is scored at 4 1/4. And I'm just going to go ahead and take my bone folder and just kind of put that there. So we have a couple different pieces here. We have our inside piece, which we're going to stamp first before we adhere it, just in case we mess up the stamping. That way we can flip it over. So we're just going to stamp these like little lily pad things in the corner. Then we have this piece of cardstock, which is Coastal Cabana. And this cardstock measures at 3.5 by 4 1/4. We're going to run this through our cut and emboss machine by using this Seabed embossing folder, 3D embossing folder. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set this in here. But before we do that, let's go ahead and let's do some stamping. So let's get our inside first. We're going to need our Coastal Cabana ink pad. And I am just going to... first of all, before I even do this real quick, I'm going to grab my foam pad because we are working with photopolymer stamps and I want it to be a really nice image, especially when we get to where we're going to be using the alligator. That is a larger image, so we are definitely going to want the foam pad. All right, so that's just our center. That's perfect. We're just going to set that aside. Now we're going to do this again, and we're going to stamp off, not off and then stamp. We're just going to kind of, I don't want the full lily pad on here. I just want basically this top part. So some of it is going to be off of this die piece. So we're just going to do it like that. Then we are going to get our stays on and we're going to do sending a big smile. So I'm going to get out that. All right, I get that nice and inked up. This did not come out as dark as I normally like it. I like it when it's really, really dark. So hopefully this one turns out a little bit darker. Yes, it did. So I'm happy with that. So we'll leave that at that. And then we need our little fishies, which we are going to do that in Mango Melody. And we're going to just stamp our little fishes up in the corner here. And now to pull in a little color and to give my fishes a little glimmer, I'm now going to take my Wink of Stella and I'm just going to kind of color inside of them. This is actually just lightly pulling in the Mango Melody, sorry, and kind of filling in the fish as giving them just like a little shimmer, little sparkle. All right. So now that we have our stamping done, let's set that aside, and let's go ahead and run our Coastal Cabana piece through our cut and emboss machine. And we're just going to follow the instructions because this is a 3D folder. We need just plate 1 and then plate 4. So 1 and 4 are the only 2 plates that you will need. And you will just run this through and set that aside. Let me move this out of the way. And we'll set this back on the side too. So otherwise I'm going to have stuff everywhere. And there we go. So that gives it that sea embossed look. All right, so now let's start assembling our card. I'm going to get out my Stampin' Seal here. And I'm just using the regular Stampin' Seal, not the Stampin' Seal Plus. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to insert the center part. Okay. And then we're going to do this. And I am going to pop this up. And when I pop this up, I want to angle it. Now there's 2 sides. This side's like indented. This side pops. The images are popping up. I want the images that are popping up to be what shows. You can do whatever you want. It's totally up to you. But I'm going to do that. I like this embossing folder. It's really pretty. So I'm just going to kind of angle it like that. I just want that one angled. Now, I did use some ribbon. We are going to use this ribbon here, which is called, and I can't think of the name of it, it's the sheer ribbon. And I believe it is it Pool Party? This is Pool Party? Oh, you guys, I don't even know. I'm having a brain moment. So I'm going to literally just tie this around this piece. And then I'm just going to tie a bow. And for those who know me, I struggle with bows. Bows do not come easy to me. I look like I'm hurting this piece of paper here. Bows have never come easy to me. I don't know why, but they're just not my thing. I love doing them. I like having them on the cards, but I'm somebody who has to practice. I need to practice at it. Not a very good bow maker. So I do want to snip the sides here at an angle because I want them to look a little bit nicer. So we're going to set that aside. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip this over because I'm going to use dimensionals again. And I'm going to put a dimensional there. And give me a second because I'm going to chop that all up because apparently I have all the center ones gone. Now we're going to the middle piece. All right. And now we can flip this over and I'm going to angle this along with my Coastal Cabana piece. And then I'm literally just going to put this now in. Oh, I'm making a mess here. There we go. We're going to pop this up. I just like to pop this up. This card is not a hard card. This is kind of an easy card, I find. Just a stamping and a few little fun little embellishments with the ribbon. There we go. I needed to tighten that up a little bit. Let me see. Here we go. There we go. And voila. And I'm going to trim this again because now that I tugged on it, I kind of ripped it a little bit. And it was getting a little too long. So there is the first card. Just sending a big smile. Okay, let's go to the second one because that's my favorite. All right, so for the second one, Basically, the second one is very easy. We just have a lot of layers. So we have a normal piece of card base. It's a cardstock, normal cardstock. Obviously, it is our basic black, and it measures at 5.5 by 8.5. Again, scored at 4 1/4. This is generally the normal size card measurements that you do. So we do still have that. We still have the inside because you want to be able to write in it. This inside piece measures at 4 by 5 1/4. Now I'm not stamping in this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it in now. I'm not stamping. I can just go ahead and place that inside. Okay. Now we have a few other pieces here. We have 2 of the die cut pieces from the Stitch So Sweetly. We're going to set those aside. We have 3 pieces of cardstock, and designer series paper, and 1 piece of cardstock. This cardstock here measures at 4 1/4 by 9 3/4. It is then scored at 3 1/4 and 6 1/2. Now, underneath my blog, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. If you're watching this on any of my channels, my blog or my Facebook, I really appreciate it. If you are watching this on any of them, you can click it back to my blog, and there is a project sheet that you can print. My project sheets are for all of my weekly Wednesdays when I do these projects. They are colored copy pictures of the project. They are the supply list, and they are the measurements. Now, they're not a full tutorial. They do not give you instructions because I'm giving you instructions in the video. So these are strictly just project sheets. But that way, if you miss a measurement, they are there for you to print, okay? And if you are watching this on my YouTube channel, I would really appreciate you clicking that subscribe button. That would be wonderful. And then that way, every time I do a video, you'll get notification that I just released a new video. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do with this card is we're going to do a couple different layers. The first layer is this piece here of designer series paper. Now this piece, we want to center it into the card. This piece of designer series paper is 4 1/2 by 3 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set that down. We're going to do that first before I do anything else, because I want to center that right in the center of the card. All right, so there's that. Now, with this piece, we're basically going to fold this like a Z. We're going to fold it like a Z, okay? Once I have it folded, I'm going to take my bone folder and I am going to just varnish in those creases. Especially because this card has a lot of layers, and with the Z, it makes it a little bit more poofier, I guess is what you want to say. And if you want to mail this, you want to make everything as flat as you can. And by using your bone folder and really making the creases flat, it will make it completely flat. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the center. So I want to take this. I want this to stay, so I'm not going to use my regular Stampin' Seal. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. Now, if you don't have this, you could use your tear and tape, or you could use your multi-adhesive glue. Any of those would be strong enough to hold this. So I'm just going to center this right here like that. I'm just going to press it in. So now we have like our little accordion, okay? The next thing I'm going to do is lay the next piece of designer series paper, and we're going to do that on the inside. This measures at 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So this one here was the 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. This is now 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. All right, so we're going to lay that there. Now, this is going to go flat too, because again, we already have a lot of height here, so we don't want to add to our height. So we're just going to place this flat. But before I do that, I do want to stamp "It's Your Birthday." So I'm going to come over here and we're going to stamp "It's Your Birthday." As soon as I find that stamp, here we go. I'm going to get out my thing. We're just going to do that right in the center. "It's your birthday." Okay. Voila. Now I'm going to place that flat. Oops. Right in the center. All right, so now we've already gotten this pretty far. Now we're going to use the last designer series piece of paper, and that measures at 3.5 by 1 1/4. Now when we do this, we do not want to fully mark this down. And actually, I just realized this is a little long. It should be, I think, 3 1/4, not 3.5. Yep, 3 1/4. I'm sorry, I just told you the wrong measurement. This needs to be at 3 1/4. The project sheet will tell you 3 1/4, not what I said on the video. So it needs to be 3 1/4 by 1 1/4. Now, when we're putting this on, we do not want to put this completely on because you need to be able to stick the gift card in there. So we really just want it to be along the side and the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and with this, I'm going to use also the Stampin' Seal Plus. And I'm going to go along the bottom. I'm going to go along the sides like this. Now I got a little on this extra, like I kind of went over. You can actually take your finger and kind of fold it back up with the Stampin' Seal Plus. All right, so I'm just gonna lay that down like that. And see, now I can just slide that right in, that gift card. Cute. This is like the cutest card for a kid. I think it's so cute. All right, so now we're gonna go back to this side. And this is where we are going to stamp our, we need to stamp our back, our O snap. And we also need, which I didn't realize, I didn't have a piece of scrap white paper, so I just had to get that out. So now what we have is we have our last piece of die cut of our stitched square or rectangle. So we're going to do a couple fun things with this. We are going to get out our Coastal Cabana. We are going to get out our little waves here, and we are going to randomly stamp some of these. Now I like to do 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that, okay? Now, I'm going to leave this open because we're going to use this in a minute. We are now going to take these new blending brushes that I absolutely love. I love these so much. Now, I do not have one for every color. That would be very costly, but I do have them where I have them marked for different things. Like this one is my blues. This one is my greens. And so forth, pinks, reds. Now this looks like it's blue, but there is absolutely nothing on there. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get some ink on there. And we're just going to kind of lightly go in a circle because I just kind of want to lightly blend over it. So we're just going to kind of lightly blend over there just to kind of give it that water look. I'm going to do it again. And we're just going to kind of go like this. And there we go. Now, to clean these, what I do, I don't know if that's the way everybody does it, but this is what I do. I just take a wet wipe, and I literally then just kind of brush it on. Brush over it to kind of clean it up. And that's what I do. And then I just let it dry. Easy peasy. All right, so now we need the O snap because that's probably my favorite part of this. O snap. So we're going to ink that up and we're going to get back my little pad here, my little piercing mat, and we're going to stamp O snap in the corner. Oh, I like how that turned out. It turned out nice and dark. All right, so there's that. Now we can go ahead and we can angle this. And I'm going to, again, place this flat. And we're going to angle it like that. All right, so there's the card so far. Now we just need to do our alligator. And give me a second. I have him. So I'm going to get out, I'm going to use my Stamparatus for this. If you have the big block, by all means, you could use the big block. I'm just going to use my Stamparatus. He's pretty big. And I just grabbed a piece of our basic white. And this measures at 4 by 5 1/4 because this is the same size that's always in the cards. I actually pre-cut up. This says Whisper White because it used to be called Whisper White. So I'm going to have to change it now to Basic White because this is Basic White in here. But I do this for black, very vanilla, and then our basic white. It just kind of saves me time when I'm stamping. Or if I need to just grab a card and there's not an inside, I can just quick grab an inside. Or if there's an inside and I've started to write in it and I've messed up, I can easily just grab another piece and slap it in there. So this, I'm going to place him kind of right there. And then I'm going to go like this. And we're going to pop them up. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to stick the stamp set right underneath here because this levels it out. And I'm going to get out my Granny Apple Green because we're going to ink him up in Granny Apple Green. Now, I recommend using your stamp spots because then you won't have all this ink all around. But since I'm only doing him one time and he's big, I'm just going to go ahead and do it like this. All right, see how that got ink all over it? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rub him down. All right. And there we have it. All right. I do not need this anymore. We can get this out of the way. And I can put that back. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to grab my Granny Apple Green blends. We are going to use both the light and the dark. We are going to use the dark for all the outside little like teethies. I know what you guys are thinking right now. You're already probably have it in your head like, whoa, wait a minute. That's cut out. There's no dies for this. You are right. There is no dies for this stamp set. I am sorry to say we are fussy cutting it. But I'm going to show you a way to fussy cut it that you do not have to go through every single one of these little, like, I don't know, they look like teeth to me, even though they're on his back. They look like teeth. All right, so we're going to leave that like that. That's the only thing that we're going to use in the dark. The teeth part, we're actually leaving white. And then we're just going to color them in using the lights. So I'm just going to color them in. All right. And then once I get an outline, I can use the bigger brush side and color them in that way. I think he's cute. I'm not normally a fan of alligators because obviously they're scary. Or they are to me anyway. I'm sure there's people out there that absolutely love them. And I love that. I think there are people who love all kinds of animals. I personally love cats. They're my favorite, including big cats like leopards and lions and tigers. So I get it that most people would say, hey, those are scary. Yes, they can be, but for some reason I just love them. So I know there are people out there that love alligators. All right. And we're just going to color them in just like that. There we go. Okay. Now, to cut him out, I did not, if you can see this, I did not go through each teeth. I did not go through each one of his, like, I don't know what you want to call him on his back. I literally just kind of outlined him around the whole thing. So I didn't even do it with his feet. I just literally did this. It makes it easier. And the card is still adorable. You do not have to sit there and go through each teeth or tooth, I should say, each tooth. And around his eyes here, I don't want to cut his little like eyebrowy things. So we're just going to go up over there. We're just going to kind of go around his little arm, back over here. So when I say fussy cut, I know some people get very scared when I say that. We're kind of fussy cutting right now, I guess is what we're doing. We're kind of fussy cutting. We're just kind of creating a shape for him. All right. I mean, we are fussy cutting because we're cutting him out, but we're not doing it perfectly. There we go. Voila. Now, we are going to pop him up with some dimensionals. So, we are going to go like this and get some dimensionals. And I'm going to do this. Do one in the tail. Like that. And I actually want a little bit here. You don't need it for the bottom because he's going to kind of hang off a little bit. But I do want a little one up here just to kind of secure him down. All right, so let me get that out of the way. Okay, so now we're going to kind of angle him because I want him angled. I don't want him to cover the old snap. So we're just going to go like this. See, just like that. Voila. He is so cute. Look at that. Oh, snap. It's your birthday. And then you can put the gift card there and then that. So just like this one. Oh, snap. Gift card. It's your birthday. And then that one. How adorable is this card? I absolutely love this card. Love, 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 love. And not that I don't love this card, but if I had to choose, of course, it's going to be the alligator because he's adorable. And I like that it has different elements to it. It's a gift card holder. It also has, you know, kind of a little cordigan going on, a fun fold. All right. If you guys have any questions, please message me. I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you are interested in purchasing any of the products, please just go to amandasinspirationstation.com and use this Hostess code. It is during celebration right now, so if you spend $50 before shipping and tax, you can pick out a level 1 celebration item. If you spend $100 before shipping or tax, you could pick out either a level 1, you could pick out 2 level 1 items, or you could pick out 1 level 2 item. There are 2 of them that if you spend $100 or more. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have to share today. I hope you guys enjoy this video. And again, please click that subscriber button. And if you're watching this on my blog or my Facebook, head over to my blog and put in your email address. That means that you'll get all my posts when I post. You'll get my newsletters, all my class and event schedules, all kinds of fun things that I do. I do a lot of storage tips, you name it, I share it. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.